What's up? So let's talk about the fragile nature of men and our emotions and our egos. See, the thing what's going on right now with Keke Palmer and her ex-boyfriend Darius Jackson. This started way before the reports we're hearing now. And see, I know that she said some of this has been happening prior, but let me tell you what was the icing on the cake, the straw that broke the camel's back. After what happened that night in Vegas, that was it. Because let me tell women one thing. A man can get in these streets and do some of the most roguish shit ever. But we are not designed, we are not built. Our ego is too fragile to take some of the things that you guys take and forgive us for. Not saying it's right. But see, this is where the world has been so misguided, and so it's is this equal rights now? Is it? No, we're not equal. In the sense of that we are wired different. Yes, we should get equal pay. Yes, we should, have equal rights as far as just living and our day-to-day interactions with, jobs and stuff of that nature. But as far as just equally yoked, we're not that. And that's where a lot of the problem comes in. It's because we try to make everything so equal, like everything is just, if men could do what women could do. No, it's not like that. We're trying to break the natural imbalance of nature, and it's causing so much turmoil, and we can't even see it because we want to focus on so much equality. That's a myth. Now let me preface this by saying there's no way domestic violence in any circumstances is right. No way. Can't be justified. But from the womb to the tomb, for the most part, men are programmed when you're a baby, when you're a child, when you're like a little boy. Stop that crying. Toughen up. You're a little boy. When you grow up, you gonna let him talk to you like that? You ain't gonna do nothing about it? If he do something, you better handle it. See, our emotions we have been groomed to handle our emotions through aggression or through bottling them up. And in either circumstances, are you gonna come out with a winning result? And you'll even hear women now say, man, I don't want no soft man. I don't want no man to be crying on my shoulder. Now, there's some women, like you say, have evolved to say, I want my man to express his emotions. I want my man to be able to talk to me and come. I want to be that leaning post for him when times get tough and stuff like that. But for the most part, a lot of women, sometimes the ones that say it, still don't want to hear that shit. They looking at you like, man, toughen up. Like, what you crying to me for? So the thing about we're just equal, that's a myth. We're not equal. As far as how we can handle our emotions, as far as how we handle certain situations, in that we will never be equal because we're wired different. We're groomed different. You're breaking the natural balance of nature. Women are nurturers. That's why you bear children. So you're naturally going to have hormones that men just don't carry and that we don't walk around with. We're geared with testosterone. That's why men's sports is so much more appealing to the naked eye, because we're so much more aggressive. But to reel this back to the domestic violence part, is that what he's going through, what he's seen that night, he cannot erase that image out of his head. And any man that's ever had an old lady or somebody that he's cared about, and like I say again, I'm not justifying it. If you've had somebody that you care about and you see them giving another man attention, automatically, or if you even think they're giving somebody some attention, or you go through their phone and you see a text message that's kind of out of whack, or you feel like it crossed the line, relationship over. Because see, as men, we're so emotionally fragile that it's certain things that we see that we can't come back from. It's a certain way that we're hurt that we don't know how to mend that. Women can come back from it. You're nurturers, you carers, and like I say, it's not saying that it's right. But that's where the misconception of the equal part gets misconstrued, because yes, we're all humans. Yes, we all should have the same values. Yes, we should have all the same cutoffs, and this is wrong for you, so it should be wrong for me. But if you're going to live life like that, you're going to have a hard life. You're naive as hell. It just don't work like that, people. It's certain things women can do and get away with, and it's certain things men can do and get away with. Because let's be honest, like, men do some rogue shit. They might have a baby outside of, they situation or their relationship or their marriage. And then, their woman has to eat that or whatever. And then, you have to look at her in her face and tell her that if it ever comes out. But I've known multiple women that have had babies and let a man go on caring for that child, thinking that it was his. And I'd have seen it tear a man down. Because men are not wired to handle that. Because see, let me tell you something. For the most part, just like I say, it's never the same no matter how you look at it. Men is labeled as dogs. That's what we labeled as. Just how we perceive, a man gonna cheat, a man gonna do. A woman feels like they're never wrong in any situation. But let me tell you, the playing field is not as uneven as they would like you to believe. Because there's some women out there that they get down too. Let's just be real. And when you have a woman or a lady that you're dealing with that you think is a good woman, and she ain't just spreading herself around like that, for a man to get to that point where he's having intimate conversations with your old lady, or they take it to that next level and she's cheating on you and had sex, that's a way deeper hurt than you just pulling out your shit and just putting it in somebody. Let's just be honest. Because if she's a good woman, it took time for him to get that. It took time for him to build that relationship and that trust. And for you, we're visual creatures. It could have been just some spur of the moment, I want some new ass type shit. So it will never be the same no matter how much we act like everything's, it's equal. No, it's not. So the situation that's going on with Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson, the writing was on the wall. As soon as Usher did that thing and he came out talking about what she had on and the see-through dress, you a mother, his feelings were in shambles from that point on. He was no longer the same. Doesn't mean he had the leeway or the right or that gives him an excuse to put his hands on that young lady, because no woman deserves that. But from that point on, he was damaged goods. He was never the same. He would never look at her the same. He was going to be going through her phone every time she jumped in the shower, every time he had access to it. He couldn't take that. So let's stop really living this fairy tale that everything is just equal. No, women have certain things that they can do that is just reserved for women. Men have certain things that they can do that is reserved for men. And there's certain things that women can do that they can't come back from. And there's certain things men can do that sometimes if you have the right woman, she can eat that. She might can take you back. She'll forgive you, but she won't forget it. So domestic violence is never okay. So never think I'm trying to co-sign that. But I'm just telling you, when you hurt a man in a certain way, it'll never be the same, ladies. Take it from your boy. Telling you what God loves. AVG Podcast.